So we have stuffed the bag. Chuck my little label on there just for good measure. We'll put a zipper in. So basically that zipper just runs down the length to create a foot box. That. And then we've also sewn a channel around the bottom in which we can gather up the end of the quilt. So you can have this out as a flat piece, as a flat blanket, or you can zip it up. That creates a bit more warmth, more like a mummy bag. Now what I have to do now is it needs a draw cord around the head end. So we're going to do similar to what we did at the foot end, and also create a neck baffle. Got a piece, hang on a minute, I've got a piece of old quilt from another down blanket I had. This still has a bit of down in the end here. So what we're going to do is the same sort of thing, cut those, and I think I'll just bend it over and sew it like that, so we have a channel of down. And so the idea with that, then that goes around your neck and seals out any drafts that might occur around the top of the quilt. So apart from that, yes, I need a draw cord along here, and then a clip here so we can clip these two edges together, and that way it creates a basically a more of a sling bag shape essentially at the top. But that gives you an idea. So that's with an extra 100 grams of down in it, so it's probably pushing it up. It's probably going to be about 500 grams once we're finished, all up. So it's kind of works out like that. So it's pretty easy to do. You don't have to mess around too much with the with construction. It's essentially just that zipper, draw cord. Going to have another draw cord at that end, and you're pretty much done. All right. So I'll bring you back once I've done that, and we'll do a weigh in too to make sure we're exact on weight, and let you know. Cheers. Next up, we have to put the draft tube on. So what I did is took the spare piece of old Costco quilt that I had, and I just rolled the baffle over and sewed it. So that makes like a round draft tube there, and that is going to go on to the quilt. Now I left a bit on the end here because I'm going to use that to put my draw cord into. I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew along this part here, sew along here, then fold this over, and I'm going to tuck that underneath and sew along there. So therefore I'm going to have a tube that my draw cord will go through, so that'll be running through that part there. And then this will fold over and have a neck baffle, essentially, that goes around your neck. So when you tighten it up, you're going to have a nice sort of fluffy piece that kind of seals in around your shoulders and around your neck, so you don't get the drafts going in and out of the quilt. So we're going to also use some bits and pieces. We're going to need a draw cord. I'm going to try and do a centre draw cord that's going to come out in the middle of the quilt, coming out this way, so the draw cord will come along and come out as a loop. I've got a little clip there to stop it sliding back in, and then once I unpick this, one of these old quilts, this is like a little clip. You can see that. I'm going to get it close enough or not. It's a little clip that is going to connect the two edges of the quilt together, so it goes around your neck in a loop. Alrighty, so what I'll do is I'll crack on and I'll stitch this, fold it over and show you kind of like the finished product, so you get an idea of what I'm about. Cheers. Right, welcome back. It's going to go over the completed quilt. So I've just popped this on the scales, and it's showing that it weighs 630 grams all up. So bearing in mind, I think it started around about 400 and something grams, and we've put a whole extra kilo of down in there. So another 100 grams of down in there. So it has added to the weight, plus things like the zipper and that as well. So just give you a good look at the business end, at the head end here. So we've got our little draw cord toggle there with a little capture, stop the cord running down inside the channel. And then what we've done is we've sewn, folded over, we have a channel that draw cord goes through, and then like I showed you in the previous piece, the draft tube that goes around your neck. That's from a piece of another quilt that I had. And then we use these little clips that I've sewn on here, and these are these clips here. You find them on lanyards that you get for when you go to like a seminar or something. They give you a lanyard with your name on it or whatever. That's a little clip that they have for those. So you can pick those up online. Just be aware, there are a couple of different types of them, and these ones here seem to be a little bit easier to open than some of the other ones I've got. I've bought some before that have been really hard to open, and these ones here, because they're a bit bigger and squarer, better. So it might be a little bit hit and miss for that. Right, so yeah, so basically that means that clips into itself, clips into this here, and that creates basically like a seam bag opening. So it's still going to be open underneath in the first part until you get down to where the zipper is for your feet. So that drapes over. The only other thing I do here is I got some straps that I've made up from other quilts, and the straps go round the bedroll and have a little clip on them that actually slides along a piece of elastic that you've wrapped around your bedroll. And I'll sew some of them, probably sew one on there, and that allows you to kind of snug the quilt onto the mat and make it more like a seam bag, and it just minimises any drafts and that you might come through. So yeah, so it actually worked out very well. It's a lot, quite puffy. Got a fair bit of loft. I haven't measured the loft or anything as well. I mean, I'm only really looking for this for my daughter, looking at, approaching sort of, I suppose, 5 degrees is probably where we'd be maxing out. So yeah, so that's the general idea. It's more summer quilt. I mean, you could go lighter, and this is the thing. You see online people making quilts, or these lightweight quilts usually from a lot of American companies. You can go down that road and make it. You obviously can make it by yourself from scratch, but this is a very cheap way, especially if you aren't sure whether you're going to get on with quilts or not. It's quite a cheap way of going about it. I mean, all up, I think, well, worked out it's about £43 to make this. Okay, obviously I had this little extra material here, which kind of meant that I cheated a little bit, but you could buy, I mean, even another metre. So yeah, you're going to be looking under £50 worth of materials all up. So that's pretty good going, considering I think the cheapest quilt around is the Alpka one, and I think it's £99 now. So that's really pushing up. So yeah, I mean, it's a great thing if you want to give quilting a go over the winter. Over the summer. Nice light bag. I mean, it's quite light. It's 630 grams. So it's getting pretty light. If you put less down on it, if you want to even go lighter still, you'd probably get down to 500 grams or something like that, all up. Right, so hopefully that gives you an idea. As I said before, it's not rocket science. It's very easy to do. If you can make a stuff sack, you can do this. There's very little actual technical sewing in it. It's just a bit of common sense. Make your draw cord, put your zipper in, Bob's your uncle. So I encourage you to get out there, give it a go. I mean, what I find with this is that this means I can make what I want instead of having to buy it. Obviously, it's a cost thing. The cost thing is that, yeah, if you're doing it this way, it's definitely cheaper. If you start making your own from scratch, so you're buying the material outright and designing and making your own, it's not going to be the cheapest thing in the world, because obviously you want to make it as light as possible. So that generally starts to push the price up a little bit, material-wise. But then again, you get something that's specifically what you want, which you can't, you might not be able to obtain that on the open market. There might be a company that won't make it, and no companies make what you want. And this is where I'm heading more and more. And it can do some wacky things then. You don't have to be stuck to convention. All right, so hopefully that gives you an idea. As usual, slap the old subscribe button. Leave me some comments in the comments box. Any questions, fire away. What I'm going to do in the future is when I start making these things, I'm going to start basically doing these little videos so you get an idea of what's going on. Alrighty guys, thanks very much, and see you next time.